I am Harry.
I'm Richard, whether you like it or not.
And you, welcome to Dead Decks.
Dead Decks. Yeah, buddy. What up? Let's see if I can. Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
I'm still sober.
Tricks.
Nice.
What are we talking about today?
We're talking about Keyforge.
Yeah, alright, so up front, it's not a dead game. It's not something that we normally would cover on this channel. It's just something that's been bothering me internally for the past, 3 or 4 months. And I wanted to rant about it.
Yeah, could be gas, but that's a long time.
It is a long time to have gas.
Yeah.
Could be 3 or 4 heart attacks. Why don't you get that checked out?
Once a month. Break one out.
Regardless, I wanted to talk about Keyforge. There's been some things that I've seen from the creator that kind of makes me mad about it, and I think it's a game that shouldn't exist.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm a little torn. I like the mechanics, but I don't think that's your objection anyway.
It's not.
Yeah, mechanically, I think it's cool. I played this in a card shop. One of the only things I played in a card shop in 20 years.
Maybe 30 years at this point.
Is this one. It actually intrigued me enough to go out and play in local tournaments, and I liked it. Didn't really give a shit about the people at the card shop, but the game's okay.
So my big objection with the game, right up front, is it's all a randomized deck. So there's no player input whatsoever. The only input you have is your fucking dollars. And I find that to be extremely insulting. Because you have no choice but to spend money. You don't get to trade, you don't get to do anything, it's deck for deck. So if you trade a deck, you get a deck. If you spend money on a deck, you get a deck. And there are very good decks out there that you can spend a lot of fucking money on. And one of Richard Garfield's big complaints with the whole collectible card game market is how the secondary market ends up ruining card games. And to me, he's done that exact same thing in this big randomized deck trial.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what ruining means, I guess. I don't know exactly. But.
Well, to me, if you're talking about, I guess it's questionable to even call it a collectible card game because it's a collectible deck game.
Yeah.
But the cards must stay together at all times for the end of time. So one card gets lost, the deck is worthless. You can't ever play it again. You can't use it again. It's trash. Every other card in that deck is completely worthless because they all have the name of the deck printed on the front of the card. Or back of the card. Back of the card.
Yeah, back.
So, one gets damaged. I don't know, it's just... I don't like a big stack of cards being one single entity. I have a big problem with that. To me, it tells me that it has no faith in its players and it only wants their money, despite advocating for the exact opposite of that. You can only win by spending money, and Garfield is a big... he doesn't like the whales in the game, and he's mentioned this in many... I mean, we might show these on camera, we might not. We haven't decided. But he's mentioned this in many interviews and quotes that you can find out there on the internets about he doesn't like whales in games. But to me, Keyforge is geared completely around whales. That's it. Unless you're playing strictly casually, and that's fine. You can play with any deck you pick up. But that can be said for any card game. You can pick up any deck and just play. It doesn't matter.
Or draft, but in Keyforge, draft would just be blind opening.
Yeah, there's no draft in Keyforge. You just open a fucking deck. Whoop, there's your deck.
It's just a sealed tournament. That's all it is. Which I played in, and it's cool. But that's more like casual because you're just screwing around.
If you're playing it competitively and serious, then you have to either eBay. You have to either spend a significant amount of money on an already open deck or spend an unknown amount of money on sealed decks and keep cracking them and running them through the algorithm to see if they're going to be good or not. And that's the other thing. It's all algorithmic anyway. You can plug it into any number of spreadsheets or websites and it'll tell you how good it is without ever even opening the fucking deck. And that to me, that is fucking asinine and silly.
Fucking asinine.
It defeats the purpose of being a game. Because you can know everything about it without ever even fucking opening it. You take the cardboard off, leave it in its inner wrapper. I know exactly how this game's gonna play.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a box of these back here. I bought quite a few of these.
I've got some sealed decks that I've never opened, and I actively tried to speculate on some of this because I thought it might be cool in the beginning. I've soured on it in the past 6 months after thinking about it. The more I thought about it, the more I felt insulted by the creator.
Yeah. Garfield being a pompous ass ruined you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, I don't understand it. I just think it's gibberish.
The gameplay's fine. I think it plays very well and it's very smooth.
Yeah.
I don't have any complaints about that. My entire complaint lies in how it was distributed and created. And
yeah, you don't want to be a pompous ass. That's what ruined it.
Yeah.
You come out and say shit like that. You're gonna make a game that's sealed and more geared toward casual, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You come out and say everyone else is the devil, and I'm not interested in making money. I'm whatever.
But then you start up a tournament series, and in order to win those tournaments, you have to have a good deck. And in order to get a good deck, you have to spend money
On the secondary market.
Yeah, because the odds of you finding one in a sealed box. I know. I've opened 2 or 3 boxes back in the day. Like I said, I speculated on some of this. I didn't get fucking anything. I mean, I sold some decks between $50 and $150 in the early days. Those decks now are probably worth, I don't know, $5, $6, $7, $8, if that.
Yeah.
The game meta changes so much between different sets as well. And why would you even come out with new? I don't understand it.
Yeah.
What do you do? I mean, so you come out with new sets. Do they have different houses or anything?
They have factions, yeah.
No. Do they have different ones from the original?
They do sometimes introduce new ones and mix them with the old ones.
Okay.
So I think your new
Well,
ones.
that just makes your pool.
Your pool gets bigger and more randomized out, presumably.
And that's fine if that's what you're shooting towards, but it doesn't help the game any. In fact, it makes it worse. It just makes more combinations. Makes it even harder to find good decks. And then you still got to spend money on them.
I would think it would make the secondary market bigger. Yeah, because the bigger your card pool, the more chances you're going to have some super combination, and somebody's going to chase those decks down.
And they have they have rarities, Mavericks that can exist outside of their original houses and different houses, and changes the games up a little bit. And the Four Horsemen were the big thing in the first edition. I don't know what, if anything, is supplanted that at all.
I don't know. I haven't kept up enough with it.
I haven't kept up with it since the first. Was it something
Kia Arca Laka.
words that nobody's gonna even matter.
Call of the Archons?
There we go.
It's on the shelf.
Yeah. The Four Horsemen were big. I remember when I first opened all this, some of those were approaching $1,000 a deck if you got double Four Horsemen kind of shit.
Oof.
And I opened, I don't know, a couple of boxes, and I didn't get a single Horseman period ever. And I think they only come in 4s, and that's fine, and whatever. But I didn't get any, So, I don't know how rare it was. And I would have sold them immediately because I would have cashed in on it and moved on. And to me, that's what this game is all about. Unless you're going to play casually. And I'm not speaking about casually. And if it was only a casual game, I wouldn't have any problems with this. It's the fact that they have tournament series and they're trying to monetize the game off of that. And there's no player input whatsoever.
Yep. Yep. Makes sense to me. Yeah, don't be a pompous ass. Nobody likes that. Yep.
So you know what I got to say to you, Richard Garfield and Keyforge? Fuck you. I don't like that shit. I don't appreciate that shit. I'm not gonna deal with that shit. I'm gonna keep your fucking cards. I'm gonna keep them sealed, but I took them off for sale, and they're just sitting in the corner for now. Maybe the one ever worth something. Maybe not. But anyway, fuck you.
I got a bigger one than you do.
God damn it.
Well. About enough of that. You got it all out?
Yep.
All right. Well, piss off. Oh, yeah. How'd you do?
Better than Richard Garfield.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy.